My name is Okutoyi, and I'm the Director in charge of Research, Advocacy and Outreach at the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and this is the directorate that hosts the Election Monitoring Project. The Commission traditionally has monitored elections and political processes in Kenya with the main goal really of ensuring that human rights principles and standards are upheld in the entire election cycle. Our history as a commission in terms of election monitoring process stems from 2005, where we monitored the referendum then, to the 2007-8 post-election violence. We also monitored the 2013 and the 2017 general election. And now, as the country gears up towards the 2022 general election, the Commission has already put in place a strategy and systems to ensure that we are able to enhance the promotion and protection of human rights during this cycle. So one of the strategies that the Commission is currently using is coordinating all its election interventions through a centralized team that we call the Elections Hub, and comprises of staff that are carefully selected to ensure that the critical skills that the Commission needs are taken into board. For instance, we're talking about skills like investigations, interviewing clients. We're talking about skills like advocacy, research, data analysis, issues around media relations, public education, amongst others, are actually brought on board. Now, this election hub has been mandated to coordinate all of the Commission's election interventions, and they operate from a situation room that is 24 hours operational. By bringing together this highly skilled staff of the Commission into the Election Hub, it really puts the Commission in a vantage position because we become more coordinated, we become more efficient, and we are able to strategically position ourselves in terms of influencing human rights in the election process. The work of the Elections Hub, and indeed that of the entire Commission with regards to election monitoring processes, is strongly anchored on technology and innovation. And this is very intentional because as a Commission, we'd like to ensure that as many members of the public can be able to access us, and we are able to reach the far-flung and marginalized areas as we continue monitoring the election processes. So what we have in place is an election monitoring system, and this is an in-house designed web portal that is able to capture data in real time. So that means that our monitors from the field are able to relay information as it happens, and at the click of a button, the Election Hub at the Situation Room is able to get this information and advise on the appropriate interventions by the Commission. This election monitoring system has the capability of analyzing data and field reports into human rights trends and patterns. And this is very crucial to us because it is our early warning response mechanism and is able to inform the Commission in terms of the relevant interventions to undertake. And when we do this, we are able to effectively respond to human rights issues, but at the same time, we are able to advise government. In the last general elections that were held in 2017, the Commission was able to use its systems, it was able to use its election hub in order to effectively monitor the election. And as a result of this, the Commission documented and published 4 series of election reports that really looked at the entire election cycle. So we published a report titled Fallacious Vote that looked at the political primaries and really analyzing to what extent did this exercise comply with human rights principles and standards, but most importantly also to the Constitution and the laid down provisions. The Commission further monitored the political campaigns all the way to the polling day itself, and was really keen on seeing how the various agencies were able to comply with the laid down human rights principles and standards. And this resulted to a publication that we titled Mirage at Dusk. And thereafter, you remember that the country went into fresh presidential polls. And the Commission also deployed its monitors across the country and published a report that we also titled Still Mirage at Dusk. So why a mirage at dusk and why still a mirage at dusk? Because as a commission, we feel that as a country we have progressed in terms of electoral laws, in terms of having an enabling legal environment. But where we still have gaps, where we still have challenges, is in the actual implementation. In the process of monitoring the 2017 general election, the Commission was able to detect an alarming trend of sexual violence being employed as a weapon of conflict during elections. And this therefore meant that the Commission had to re-strategize and ensure that we are able to protect the victims, we are able to document, we are able to have a clear account of what happened so that we can be able to secure accountability for these victims. Following the monitoring process of the 2017 general election and the publication of 4 reports that really look at the extent of compliance of human rights principles and standards in the election cycles, from the political primaries to the campaigns to the polling day itself, and also the various scenarios that play themselves out. For instance, in 2017, we had instances of post-election violence. And unfortunately, among the violations that the Commission recorded in 2017 were 201 cases of sexual violence. And this is a trend, a worrying trend, that the Commission is keen to ensure that it does not happen in any future election cycles. So as we are moving towards the 2022 general election, the clarion call from the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights is that human rights must be respected in all cycles of the election, including inclusion of special interest groups. We want to see affirmative action. We want to see an increase in the implementation of the recommendations by the Commission, because this is the only way we can be able to secure the increase in compliance of human rights principles and standards in the elections. So let's work together in order to have a peaceful, a credible, and a safe elections for all Kenyans.